Hey, quiet competitor, yes you. The one who scrolls at midnight and feels smaller with every post. The one who smiles and says, so happy for them, while something inside you quietly bleeds. You've been keeping score of a game nobody asked you to play, and you're exhausted from losing a race that was never even real. There are two lives we live, the one we're actually living, and the one we imagine everyone else is living. And the second one is a lie that costs us our peace. Because while your life has chapters, struggles, slow seasons and wins, you only ever see everyone else's highlight reel, and you compare your behind the scenes to their premiere. You can have a good job, a real roof, people who love you, and still feel like a failure the second you see someone your age with more. Why? Because the battlefield isn't out there. It's the measuring stick in your own head. You've probably had days where your life was genuinely fine until one photo, one update, one look where I am now made it feel like nothing. A single thought creeps in. I'm behind. Everyone's ahead of me. I should have more by now. That thought seems small, but if you let it sit, it turns into a lens you see your entire life through. That's where Stoicism becomes a weapon. The ancient Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, lived in a world built entirely on comparison, rank, wealth, bloodline, conquest. And still they found a truth most people today never grasp. Your position relative to others was never yours to control, and it was never the point. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Let that sink in. Not be ahead, not be more than, just be one. That's the whole test. Not a leaderboard. You're not behind. You're not a contestant. You're a person living a life that was never meant to look like anyone else's. This video is not for someone chasing a quick motivational high. This is for the person who's tired of feeling small next to other people's highlight reels. This is for the one ready to stop keeping score. In the next 7 chapters, we'll break down exactly why comparison poisons your mind and how Stoic philosophy gives you the tools to walk away from that game for good. So don't just watch this, apply it. If you want to feel like enough again, don't skip a section. Each one builds on the last. Before we begin, take 1 second to subscribe. It helps this wisdom reach more people who are quietly drowning in comparison. Let's dive in. Law 1. You're not behind. You're on a different clock. The first lie comparison tells you is that there's one universal timeline and you're failing to keep up with it. But there is no universal timeline. There never was. Someone's 25 is not your 25. Someone's success by 30 was built on a start you never saw, a safety net you don't have, or a cost they never show online. Epictetus taught a foundational Stoic idea. Some things are within our control and some things are not. Your starting point, other people's timing, other people's luck, none of that was ever in your control. What is in your control is what you build with what you have, starting now. Think of it like 2 trees planted in different seasons. One that was planted in spring looks taller in summer. That doesn't mean the one planted in fall is dying. It means it's growing on its own clock. Judging your progress by someone else's season is not honesty. It's just cruelty, dressed up as ambition. Here's the practice. Every time you catch yourself thinking, I should be further by now, ask, further according to whose clock, whose starting line, whose circumstances? Usually you'll find you're comparing your real complicated life to someone else's edited highlight reel. Write this down if you need to. There is no deadline on your becoming. Law 2. What isn't yours was never meant to torture you. Most comparison isn't really about wanting what someone has. It's about believing that if they have it, there's less of it left for you. Seneca warned about this exact trap. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. Comparison convinces you that you're poor, even when you're not, because it measures your life against a number that keeps moving. Here's the truth the Stoics understood. Someone else's success does not subtract from your worth. Their promotion isn't proof you're failing. Their relationship isn't proof yours is lacking. Their body, their house, their vacation, none of it was ever a scoreboard with your name on it. Try this exercise. Next time envy hits, name exactly what you're reacting to. Is it the thing itself or the story that they're having it means you're falling short? Usually it's the second one, and that story is optional. A Stoic move here. Silently wish them well, out loud if you can stand it. Not because you're pretending, because envy dies the moment you stop treating someone else's win as your loss. Law 3. Envy poisons the one who feels it first. Here's something brutal but true. The person you envy usually has no idea you exist. Meanwhile, you're the one losing sleep, losing focus, losing peace over a life you're not even living. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it?" The same is true for envy. The comparison itself does more damage to you than whatever gap you think exists. Envy doesn't motivate most people. It paralyzes them. It turns admiration into resentment and ambition into bitterness. And bitterness doesn't build anything. It just corrodes the person carrying it. Here's the reframe the Stoics would use. When you feel that pull of envy, flip the question. Instead of, "Why don't I have that?" ask, "What does this show me that I actually want?" Envy, looked at directly, is just a poorly dressed signal pointing at your own goals. Use the signal. Drop the poison. Law 4. You're comparing your chapter 3 to someone's chapter 20. One of the cruelest tricks your mind plays is comparing the middle of your story to the ending of someone else's. You see someone's finished result, the house, the body, the relationship, the business, and you compare it to your unfinished, messy, in-progress self. That's not a fair fight. That was never a fair fight. Epictetus used to remind his students, "Judge a work by its completion, not by its rough draft." You wouldn't judge a house by its scaffolding. So why are you judging your life by its scaffolding? Here's the practical version. Next time you catch yourself comparing, ask, "Am I comparing my behind the scenes to their highlight reel?" Almost every time the answer is yes. And once you see that clearly, the comparison loses its grip, because you're no longer comparing two real things. You're comparing a full picture to a curated one. Udradi, Law 5. Your environment is feeding the comparison. Let's be brutally honest. If you're constantly comparing yourself, check what you're consuming, not just what you're thinking. Seneca's advice was clear. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. That applies to your feed as much as your friendships. If your timeline is a constant highlight reel of other people's peaks, your mind will keep asking why your valley doesn't look like their summit. This isn't about hating on anyone. It's about mental hygiene. A garden left open to every seed will grow whatever lands in it, weeds included. Try a 7-day experiment. Mute or unfollow the accounts that leave you feeling smaller after every scroll. Not out of anger, out of self-respect. Notice how much quieter the comparison gets when you stop feeding it fresh material every single day. Law 6. The only competition worth having is with who you were yesterday. The Stoics didn't reject ambition. They redirected it away from other people and toward your own growth. Marcus Aurelius spent his private journal comparing himself to his own standards, his own lapses, his own progress, never once measuring himself against another emperor's wealth or reputation. That's not an accident, that's the entire discipline. Here's the shift. Instead of asking, "Am I ahead of them?" ask, "Am I ahead of who I was 6 months ago?" That question has an honest answer. It has a fair comparison. And it's the only version of competition that actually makes you better instead of bitter. Keep a simple log. 1 line a day, 1 win, 1 lesson, 1 inch of progress. In a month, you'll have real evidence of your own growth, which is worth infinitely more than a guess about someone else's. Law 7. Gratitude ends the race. You never needed to run. The final Stoic law is the quiet one. Gratitude kills comparison at the root, because comparison runs on scarcity and gratitude runs on sufficiency. When your mind is stuck comparing, it's scanning for what's missing. Gratitude interrupts that scan and forces you to notice what's already here. The people, the health, the roof, the chances you've already been given that someone else would trade places for in a heartbeat. Seneca again. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. Say that back to yourself the next time comparison creeps in. You're not poor, you're just looking in the wrong direction. Every night this week, write down one thing you have that you once only hoped for. That's not toxic positivity. That's the Stoic antidote to a mind trained to only see the gap. If you've made it this far, understand this. You've already started killing the comparison trap. Because awareness is the first cut, and awareness is exactly what Stoicism gives you. This isn't about never noticing someone else's life again. That's not realistic. The Stoics never aimed for perfection. They aimed for practice. You've learned that. You're not behind, you're on your own timeline. Someone else's win isn't your loss. Envy hurts you first and points at your own goals. You're comparing your middle to their ending. Your environment is feeding or starving the comparison. The only fair competition is with who you were yesterday. And gratitude ends a race you never needed to run. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire surrounded by rivals, flatterers, and men richer and more powerful than him. And still he wrote every night to measure himself only against himself. So train yours, daily, silently, strongly. You don't have to be ahead of anyone. You don't need everyone to notice. Just keep showing up for your own race, and your life will begin to transform. And if no one told you today, you are not behind. You're exactly where your own story needed you to be. This is how you kill the comparison trap. Not by winning someone else's race, but with daily clarity, quiet gratitude, and stoic focus on your own path. If this resonated with you, there's another video on the screen that will take you even deeper. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. It helps us reach more people who need this wisdom. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.